Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Chapter 87.
So first, let's set the scene. It's Jiangxing 3. Shuhan, under Kongming, is doing surprisingly well. The sources paint this picture of, real peace, good harvest, slow crime.
Right, the whole night unbolted doors, lost items unpicked up thing sounds almost too good to be true.
Which it kind of was, because that peace shattered. Suddenly, this massive external threat pops up. Barbarian King Menghuo. He invades with, 100,000 troops?
A huge force. And like clockwork, that external pressure just cracks open the internal problems.
Yeah, problems in Shuhan's southern territories. 3 local prefects just flip. Yangkai, Zubao, and Gaoding, they give up their cities, ally with Menghuo. It's a huge internal crisis.
And only Yangcheng holds out, thanks to Prefect Wang Kang and his assistant Lu Kai. Everyone else caved.
Now, the initial advice Kongming gets is crucial. Counselor Wang Lian basically says, don't go south yourself. It's a land of disease and plague.
He called it a skin irritation, older. He thought, send some generals, keep yourself safe, protect the borders against Wu and Wei. Sounded logical.
But Kongming insists on leading personally. And this is key, right? His reason wasn't military might.
Not at all. He argued the southern barbarians were unaccustomed to royal transformation, basically unassimilated, politically tricky.
So he needed a nuanced approach.
Exactly. Something hard or soft. I think it needed careful judgment. He felt he couldn't just delegate that to a general focused purely on fighting. It needed his political touch.
It shows he saw the root cause wasn't just military. Still, he did mobilize a massive army, right? 500,000 soldiers.
He did, around 500,000 troops. He named top people too, Zhao Yun, Wei Yan, Zheng Wan, Fei Yi, the whole setup.
Okay, wait. If this is about psychology, why the enormous army? Seems like overkill, maybe undermines the whole subtle approach.
Good question. That huge force, it served a couple of key purposes. First, it deterred Wu and Wei up north, kept them honest.
Okay, standard strategic move.
But second, and this is crucial for this campaign, that sheer physical and political weight, that's what backed up his entire psychological play in the South.
I see.
It gave undeniable authority to every bluff, every rumor, every lie he was about to spin. The size of the army was the weight of his political authority.
Gotcha. It makes the manipulations credible. And we even get that little detail. Guan Yu's third son, Guan Suo, showing up after recovering from wounds, joins as vanguard.
Yeah, a nice touch. So the stage is set. Kongming's got the army, but his real weapons are going to be words and deception.
Okay, let's see how he starts this internal collapse without a big battle.
Right, the initial clash. This is where he plants that first critical seed of discord.
So the rebels, Yangkai, Gaoding, Zubao, they split their forces. 3 routes, about 60,000 men each.
And Gaoding sends out his vanguard, this guy, Yi Huan. He's described as 9 feet tall, ugly face, wields a Fang Tianji that's a halberd, supposedly had the strength of 10,000 men, pure intimidation factor.
Built to scare people. But it doesn't work.
Nope. Wei Yan engages him, but then does a classic feigned retreat. Pulls Yi Huan right into an ambush.
Trap sprung.
Exactly. Zhang Yu and Wang Ping cut off his escape. Yi Huan's captured just like that, hauled back to Kongming's camp.
And this is where Kongming pulls his first big psychological move.
Immediately, instead of executing this powerhouse general, which is what everyone would expect, right? Kongming totally flips the script, shifts straight into manipulation mode.
He frees him.
Frees him, gives him food and drink, treats him well, and then he lays it on thick. Tells Yi Huan he actually thinks Gaoding, Yi Huan's boss, is a loyal and righteous man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, says Gaoding's just been misled by the real bad guy, Yangkai.
So Jeff's the wedge right there.
Precisely. Yi Huan, probably shocked and grateful, goes back to Gaoding and tells him everything. Kongming's a good guy. He respects you. He thinks Yangkai is the problem.
And Yangkai's reaction?
Predictable. Yangkai hears about this and immediately says, nonsense. It's Kongming's scheme of sowing discord. The classic Fanjianjiji.
But by naming the scheme.
He confirms it, at least in Gaoding's mind. Now, Gaoding is described as half-believing and half-doubting. The alliance is already shaky, thanks to one calculated act of mercy and a lie.
Okay, seed planted. What's next? How does he water it?
Now comes the systematic part, total distrust cultivation. Kongming just sits tight for 3 days, does nothing, lets them stew.
Feeding them.
Exactly. On the 4th day, Yangkai and Gaoding finally attack. And Kongming's ready, ambushes them, captures loads of their soldiers.
Standard battle tactic, the ambush. But the aftermath.
Is pure psychological genius. The captives are brought back. Kongming orders them meticulously separated. Yang Kai's men over here, Gao Ding's men over there.
Okay, why?
Because then he immediately starts a rumor whispering through the camp. Gao Ding's men, they'll be spared. Kongming likes Gao Ding, but Yang Kai's men. Sorry guys, you're going to be executed.
Whoa! Playing directly into the suspicion he already created with Yi Huan.
Perfectly. This is what you call information asymmetry. He's turning the prisoners themselves into unwitting messengers carrying his tailored lie.
They're spreading the disinformation for him.
And reinforcing their own side's confirmation bias. They hear exactly what they're now primed to believe.
But isn't that incredibly risky? What if the soldiers just told the truth about who they belong to? The whole thing could blow up.
It's risky, yeah, but he's banking on fear. Fear is usually the strongest motivator in that situation, and he reinforces it systematically. Swaps their identities almost.
How does that work?
Okay, step 1. He interviews Yang Kai's actual captives. They're terrified of being executed, so what do?
They lie. Say they're with Gao Ding.
Bingo. They claim they're Gao Ding's men. Kongming pretends to believe them, lets them all go, even gives them some rewards.
So they go back to the rebel camps, basically confirming the rumor. See, we said we were Gao Ding's men and Kongming let us go. He really does favor him.
Exactly. Then, step 2. He interviews Gao Ding's actual troops. He lets them go too, but sends them back with a poisoned message.
What's the message this time?
A devastating rumor. Hey guys, just so you know, Yang Kai has secretly promised Kongming he's going to kill both Gao Ding and Zhu Bao. He's going to offer their heads as proof of his surrender.
Oh, that's brutal. So now you have Yang Kai's men spreading the Gao Ding his favored story, and Gao Ding's men spreading the Yang Kai is a traitor story.
Both unknowingly confirming contradictory lies back in their own camps. Chaos. But Gao Ding, he's still hesitant. He needs something more solid before turning on an ally.
Needs proof.
And Kongming is ready to provide it. Gao Ding sends a spy into Kongming's camp to try and verify these rumors.
Does the spy get caught?
Of course. Captured immediately. But Kongming doesn't torture him. Instead, he pretends the spy isn't Gao Ding's man at all. He acts like the spy is a secret messenger sent by Yang Kai.
Oh, this is getting intricate.
He then gives the spy a sealed secret letter addressed to Yang Kai. The letter basically says, hey, remember our deal. Act quickly to kill Gao Ding and Zhu Bao. Don't miss the agreed date.
He's manufacturing evidence.
Completely. The spy, thinking he's carrying a vital secret message for Yang Kai, is released.
But the spy's real orders were from Gao Ding.
So he delivers that incriminating letter straight to Gao Ding.
Oh, man. That's a nail in the coffin for Yang Kai.
Absolutely. That letter proves every rumor, every suspicion Kongming carefully planted. Gao Ding sees it, and for him, Yang Kai's treachery is now undeniable fact, confirmed by evidence from Kongming himself.
The alliance is totally shattered, just through rumors and a fake letter. Incredible.
Yep. Leveraged confirmation bias, manufactured evidence, boom. Internal political explosion, all engineered by Kongming.
So the fallout must be immediate.
Pretty much instantaneous. Gao Ding is furious, convinced Yang Kai is about to kill him. He immediately starts plotting with Yi Huan. Remember the general Kongming released earlier?
The one Kongming convinced was loyal and righteous.
That's the one. And Yi Huan says, yeah, let's kill Yang Kai. We should surrender to Kongming anyway. He's a man of benevolence.
Wow. The deception worked perfectly. Kongming looks like the good guy to the guy whose allies he just turned against each other.
The cycle is complete. So Gao Ding tries to lure Yang Kai to a feast, the classic trap.
Does Yang Kai fall for it?
Nope. Yang Kai's already suspicious. Remember those prisoners Kongming released? Their stories must have reached him. He senses danger, refuses the invitation.
Smart, but too late.
Too late. Gao Ding just attacks Yang Kai's camp directly. And get this, those prisoners Kongming released earlier, the ones who thought Gao Ding was favored,
Yep.
They actually help Gao Ding fight against Yang Kai's troops.
Unbelievable. Kongming's released prisoners are now fighting for the side he manipulated.
Exactly. Yang Kai tries to flee, but Yi Huan ambushes him personally. Kills him. And brings Yang Kai's head straight to Kongming.
So objective achieved. Ringleader Yang Kai is dead. Gao Ding is effectively working for Kongming now, all without a major battle involving Shu Han troops.
Precisely. Minimal cost, maximum result. He's got Gao Ding, who just proved he can follow through, presenting the head. But Kongming, he's not finished yet.
Wait, what more could he want? Yang Kai is dead. Gao Ding did what he was manipulated into doing.
This is maybe the coldest part. Gao Ding formally surrenders, offers the head. Kongming is sitting up high, very imperious, and he immediately orders Gao Ding arrested.
Arrested?
For
What?
fake surrender.
Yeah.
He accuses Gao Ding of lying.
Okay, I have to stop you there. That seems incredibly risky again. He's testing Gao Ding's loyalty after Gao Ding just did exactly what Kongming wanted. What's the strategic point of this? It seems needlessly cruel.
It is ruthless, but there's a purpose. It's the ultimate loyalty test, yes. But it's more than that. It's a forced political purification.
Purification.
Yeah. Kongming pulls out another secret letter. Totally fictional this time. Supposedly from the last rebel, Zhu Bao.
What does this fake letter say?
It claims Gao Ding and Yang Kai had made a secret death pact together, promising to fight Shu Han to the end. Therefore, Kongming says Gao Ding must be faking his surrender now.
He's boxing him in completely.
Totally. He forces Gao Ding into a position where the only way to prove his loyalty is to eliminate his last remaining potential ally, Zhu Bao, by making Gao Ding kill Zhu Bao.
Gao Ding burns his last bridge. He can never turn against Shu Han again. His survival and legitimacy are now totally tied to Kongming.
Exactly. Gao Ding desperately protests, no, Zhu Bao is lying. It's a counter scheme. Kongming basically says, okay, prove it. Bring me Zhu Bao's head.
The only way out is more killing.
The only way. Gao Ding immediately goes to confront Zhu Bao. Zhu Bao is apparently just stunned, completely blindsided by all this. He doesn't understand the layers of the scheme.
And Yi Huan.
Yi Huan doesn't hesitate. Strikes Zhu Bao down right there, quick and brutal.
So Gao Ding returns, now with two heads, Yang Kai's and Zhu Bao's.
Yes, he presents both to Kongming. And only then does Kongming finally laugh, admits it all, says he intentionally forced Gao Ding to kill both rivals to prove his absolute, unquestionable loyalty.
Chilling, but effective.
Extremely effective. And the reward seals it. Gao Ding isn't executed. He's appointed prefect of Yuzhou. He now governs all three territories that had just rebelled against Shu Han.
So Kongming installs the converted rebel leader to rule the region he just helped destabilize. And Yi
Huan gets a generalship. The internal threat is completely neutralized. 3 major rivals eliminated, 1 turned into a loyal administrator entirely dependent on Shu Han.
Kongming gets to Yangcheng. He meets the governor, Wang Kang.
Okay.
And Wang Kang introduces him to the absolutely crucial local contact, Lu Kai, Jiping.
Lu Kai. He's the one who kept the place safe all this time, right? Knows the area inside out.
Exactly. And he brings this incredible document, the Pingman Zizong 2.
The map for pacifying the barbarians sounds like more than just a map.
Oh, it absolutely was.
Yeah.
It wasn't just rivers and mountains. It had troop movements, supply lines, the best places to fight, the worst places, deep intelligence.
So Kongming sees this and immediately gets it.
Instantly. He makes Lu Kai his general staff, his guide. It shows Kongming knew right away, look, you can't win a long campaign like this just by marching your northern army down. You need that local expertise. The map is step 1.
Okay, so he's got the intel starting to flow, and then another key figure arrives.
Right, Ma Su, Yu Cheng. He shows up, still in mourning for his brother Ma Liang, actually.
And Kongming immediately asks him for advice, not tactics, though, more like philosophy, on how to handle these southern tribes.
Yeah, exactly. And Ma Su gives him that absolute gem, the line that defines this whole approach.
Don't tell me, attack the heart first.
Attack the city second. Heart warfare first. Actual warfare second. That's the one.
You know, it sounds great, very philosophical, but practically speaking, isn't that a massive risk? In a time when you usually just conquered a place and moved on.
It was hugely risky, almost unheard of. But Ma Su's point, and Kongming totally agreed, was about the long game.
Okay.
They knew Shu's real war was up north against Cao Wei. If they just smash the Nanman now, what happens when the Shu army leaves?
They'd just rebel again.
Exactly. So temporary victory is useless. They needed the tribes to actually, accept Shu rule willingly. That's the only way to secure the South long term so they could focus north.
So giving up the quick win for lasting stability, okay, I get it. Kongming was thrilled, right? Said something like, you know my very heart.
He did. And Ma Su was made military consultant.
Yeah.
That philosophy, heart warfare, it's now official strategy.
Which turns this whole campaign into something more than just putting down a rebellion. It's like a political experiment.
A very high stakes one. And the first test comes quick.
Right. Meng Hu isn't sitting around. He gathers his forces. 3 main chiefs, right? Jin Huan Senjie, Dong Tuna, Ah Huinan, each with, 50,000 troops? A big army.
A very big army. And Kongming's first move is, it's clever.
Yeah.
Deceptive, even towards his own men.
What does he do?
He calls in his top veterans, Zhao Yun and Wei Yan. Really experienced, proud generals. And he tells them basically, look, you guys are great, but you're maybe a bit old for this terrain. You don't know the South.
Ouch, he's sidelining them.
Publicly, yes. He puts the junior generals, Wang Genping, Ma Zong, Zhang Yi, Guanzuo, out front in the visible positions.
Huh. Classic Kongming. He knows Zhao Yun and Wei Yan won't stand for that. He's using their pride.
Exactly. Fueling their initiative.
Yeah, sure no.
They're not having it. They immediately go off scouting on their own, determined to prove him wrong.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting.
Right. They capture some locals, and these locals spill the beans. They reveal the location of Jinwan Sanji's camp. And crucially, it's in a valley that gives access to the rear of the other two camps.
Perfect. A flanking opportunity.
Textbook. So Zhao Yun and Wei Yan grab 5,000 elite troops. They plan the attack for the dead of night, the fourth watch, around 2 a.m.
Before anyone knows what's happening.
Total surprise. Zhao Yun apparently takes out Jinwan Sanji himself in a single pass. Swift. Brutal. Effective.
And then they don't stop there.
No, it's coordinated. They immediately turn and hit the other two camps, Dong Tunaz and Ah Huinan's, from the rear. Panic ensues. They drive the enemy forces right into the main Shu lines waiting at the front.
Chaos. So Dong Tuna and Ahuinan.
They manage to get away, abandon their troops, flee into the mountains.
But Kongming saw this coming.
He absolutely did. This is where Lu Kai's map comes in again. Kongming had already figured out their likely escape routes based on the terrain intelligence.
So he had troops waiting.
Yep. Zhang Yi, Zhang Ni, Guanzuo.
Yeah.
They weren't just holding the front line. They were positioned specifically to intercept those fleeing generals. An ambush waiting for the escapees.
Incredible foresight, so they catch them.
They do. Dong Tuna and Ah Huinan are captured and brought back.
And now, the first big test for Ma Su's heart warfare. What does Kongming do?
This is where it gets, well, fascinating. He brings the two captured chiefs before him, and the first thing he does, he removes their bonds.
Doesn't interrogate them, threaten them?
Nope. Gives them food, wine, new clothes, treats them like honored guests almost, and then he just lets them go, sends them back to their own people.
Hang on, he just lets them go. These are enemy commanders.
Yep, with a simple request. Basically, don't help Meng Huo cause trouble anymore. Don't aid the evil.
That's audacious. What's the play here? Why do that?
He's showing them, and by extension all the Nan Man, that his fight isn't with them. It's with the rebellion itself, led by Meng Huo. He's demonstrating mercy, respect, hoping to win their loyalty, or at least neutrality. The sources say they left weeping with gratitude.
He's trying to drive a wedge between Meng Huo and his commanders.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. A real-world example of prioritizing allegiance over immediate victory.
Exactly. But of course, Meng Huo hears about this.
And he's furious. Sees it as weakness, probably.
Definitely. So now he decides to lead the army himself. The sources make a point of describing his appearance. You know, the purple gold crown, red robe, lion build, fancy boots. He looks the part of the defiant king.
And he charges in.
And initially, he actually pushes the Shu forces back. Fights a general named Mang Ya-chang, makes Wang Ping and Guanzuo retreat about, 27 miles or so?
So it looks like he's winning.
For a moment. But it's another setup. Kongming's letting him advance, drawing him in.
Ah, the classic feigned retreat leads him right into
A huge ambush. Zhang Yi and Zhang Ni slam into his flanks. He's trapped, sandwiched. He has to run for it, heads towards Jindai Mountain.
trying to escape again.
Thinks he's made it, maybe. But then, boom, Zhao Yun cuts him off.
Forces him into rougher terrain.
Exactly. A narrow pass where his horse is useless. He has to ditch the horse, try to escape on foot.
And waiting for him there
Is Wei Yan, hidden, with 500 infantry, placed there specifically by Kongming for this exact moment.
Got him. No luck involved this time. Pure strategy.
Pure strategy, based on predicting Meng Huo's actions and knowing the terrain. He's captured.
And they bring him back to Kongming's camp, which is set up to impress, right? You mentioned guards, imperial symbols.
Oh yeah, 7 layers of guards, golden axes, banners, the whole display. It's psychological. It's meant to convey the overwhelming power, the organization, the legitimacy of the Han Empire that Shu represents.
Setting the stage for the confrontation.
Absolutely. He wants Meng Huo to understand he wasn't just beaten by soldiers, but by a superior system, by intellect.
And then the heart warfare really kicks in.
First move. Kongming gathers all the captured ordinary Nan Man soldiers.
Not the chiefs, the rank and file.
Right. And he doesn't hold them. He gives them food, supplies, talks about their families, their wives, parents, children waiting at home, tells them to go back.
Undermining Meng Huo's support base from the bottom up. Showing mercy to the common soldier.
Exactly. Building goodwill.
Yeah.
Then Meng Huo himself is brought in, still unbound.
And even facing this whole display of power, he's defiant.
Completely. fiercely. He basically says, I'm not the rebel here, you are. This is my land, you're the trespassers. He totally rejects Shu's legitimacy.
He refuses to accept defeat, blames it on bad luck.
Pretty much. It was the mountain roads, tricky paths, just bad luck I got caught. He won't give Kongming the satisfaction of admitting he was outsmarted or outfought.
So Kongming asks him, are you subdued now?
And Meng Huo says, absolutely not.
Which leads to, well, maybe the most stunning moment in the whole campaign, Kongming's response.
Yeah. Kongming just looks at it and says, all right, since you're not subdued, I'll let you go.
Just like that. Lets the enemy king walk away.
Just like that.
What does Meng Wanhu say to that?
He's probably stunned, but he takes the offer, demands to be released, promises he'll gather his forces and fight again. But then he adds that crucial condition.
Which is?
He says, if you manage to capture me again, then I will submit. Then I'll yield.
Wow. He sets his own terms for surrender.
And Kongming agrees, honors the promise, gives Meng Huo a horse, new clothes, supplies, even an escort back to his own territory.
Incredible.